Hey, this podcast holds nothing sacred. This is Life, Tech, and Sundry. So join us on this wild ride called the LTS Podcast. Stay frosty.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest installment of the LTS Podcast Out of Office Edition. With me, I have Mr. Allen.
What's going on, Mr. Marcos? Thank you so much for having me back on the podcast. Can't wait to get the conversation started.
Yes, sir. And right now, it's Olympic season, if you will. It's the Olympic year. There's a lot of drama going on, and it's exciting, just to spill and chat about the tea that's going on with that. But how you been?
Good, man. I can't complain. How about yourself?
I've been good over here. We had I had a pasta salad, some coleslaw, some chicken parm.
Nice.
I sent out a tweet asking if chicken parm was a dish or not, like a chicken parm sandwich. A lot of people viewed it, but they didn't give their comments. So yeah, dear listeners, I just want to remind you guys that we have an X, formerly known as Twitter and IG, and a YouTube channel aside from the podcast. So again, I do some posts online. They're not out of pocket, hopefully, and your collaboration would be highly appreciated. But yeah, normally, again, chicken parm dream, very happy, very tasteful. What about you? What's your favorite dish on a weekend, if you will?
For the weekend? I don't know. It really depends on what I haven't eaten during the week, right? So even like today I was fortunate enough to have like a nice little sesame chicken with pork fried rice, and
homemade or bought?
No, bought. That was for lunch. For breakfast, I just had my nice tall cup of like iced green tea because it was super hot outside today.
Ice green tea, damn, that sounds good.
Yeah, no sugar.
The as God intended.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Dear
no.
listeners, do you guys like your tea sweet or unsweetened? Post in the chat.
Or beverages, for that matter, right?
No, I'm talking about tea. For me, it's tea. For Alan,
tea? No, because like even if I drink hot or cold tea or hot cold coffee, that it's no sugar whatsoever.
I've been getting into the coffee for dinner, at least after having dinner. Just straight natural. No milk, no leche. I feel.
How do you feel, bro? Like, does that not keep you up at night?
No, I pass
no jitters.
Out. I sleep like a baby. It's Nescafe, the instant coffee.
Oh, okay. I mean,
it's basically tea.
Yeah, personally, like, I want to say, yeah. Usually, coffee doesn't. Even at like in afternoon or night, probably like even if I drink it at night, like I don't feel the I guess you can say the consequences of
You're
the
not sensitive to caffeine.
The caffeine or sugar rush or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the caffeine sensitivity. I don't have that per se. I'm probably I do. Just my body kind of reacts a different way, and it just. Not that it makes me sleepy, it just doesn't keep me up, basically.
Exactly. Like I've seen my dad. He sips a cup. Like years ago, he'll be sipping a black. Right. He's already like over 10 plus years with just straight coffee, and he's sitting there, in his little chair, and he just
takes that nap, bro.
Just like his head. He's doing. He's just sitting there in his chair, just all comfy, and just looking down.
Yes.
Just passed out. Like, damn, you just had a cup of coffee, big man.
Yes.
That doesn't stop me of a good nap.
That's true. No, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, besides that, no sugar in the drinks. I think the only time I partake in some sugar in my drinks is if like I'll have like a soft drink, like a soda or something. Like, say I go out to I don't know, some fast food restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And I want to buy myself something to drink, like a Dr. Pepper or Coca-Cola or something like that, or one of those very tasty Baja Blasts from Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Like those are the ones that I'll get that are sugary drinks, but that's like once in a while.
You're
every
sweet
day.
enough. That's your motto, no? I'm sweet enough.
Oh, I wish I was sweet enough.
You tell that to the coffee person over there. I'm sweet enough.
It's like I wish I was sweet enough, but then I would be diabetic.
Hold up, no.
No. But all kidding aside, like that's probably why I try to stay away from the sugary drinks, just because I want to avoid that.
Yes.
And I'm trying to like cut back on whether it be too salty of food or too salty of drink, or too sugary of food or sugary a drink. Because even like say if you're gonna take Gatorade, because it has the sodium, right, the salts to replenish your electrolytes or whatever,
To hydrate you.
right, it's like even that's not very good for you. So I try to maintain that away from my body for the most part.
Isn't
was
that
actually-
like sweat?
Uh-huh.
What's the name of that in English?
Yeah,
For the Gatorade.
rehydrate, right?
Yeah, to rehydrate you, but like, isn't that like in emergencies, not to be like a full marketing thing, to be like sipped like it's an orange juice? Even orange juice, like it's super sweet.
Unless you're squeezing it, fresh press from the orange
Or
press,
just eating the orange. straight up.
or just eating the orange.
But yeah,
Straight
like
up.
just the hydration, like Powerade, Gatorade,
All right.
competitors, similars, aren't they supposed to be taking if you're working outside, if you're in the grinds, like sweating out bullets? Is it in your opinion or in your suggestion, would you only consume it when you're like after having a game, after working on the railroad, the live long day?
I mean,
Then
I would say you could do that, but I guess there's better alternatives. I was actually looking into alternatives because that sugar high, or the
The jitter.
excess of the
Yeah.
excess of sugars, and like those weird salts that they use, or sodium. Yeah. Like I think that there's better alternatives. There's this one I've been looking into. It's called Buoy. It's spelled Buoy. It's Buoy, and it's a product. I guess you can spell it out, the Buoy, and then drops, like space, and then drops, like as in droplets, right? Drops. And you'll see that it's a little squeezable mini bottle. It looks kind of like one of those Mio bottles.
oh yeah, I've heard that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's totally different in the way it's made. So there's no sugar.
What am I looking at? I need to share my screen. Continue.
So it's like it doesn't have any sugars. It's all like really organic based type of ingredients. And as far as an alternative to Gatorade and Powerade and the other like sports drinks that supposedly keeps you gets you rehydrated. Oh my goodness, what's this? Oh no,
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, I spelled B-O, not B-U. It's B-U what?
Mr. Marcos. What do you spell? It's Buoy.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's pronounced buoy.
Yeah. Well, I'm American and I'm illiterate apparently.
No, it's just drops. You don't have to put dropped.
There you go. Hydration, wellness.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Dear listeners, I'm gonna share my screen. They're like, what the shenanigans?
Yes, basically, that's what it is.
Ooh. You've got. Oh no, I don't want the discount. I just want to read the scoop.
Oh, the X is all the way at the left. Yep, right there.
Okay.
So if you scroll, I guess, all the way down, it'll give you like
Wow.
the gist of what the product is. And yeah, so basically there are alternatives that you can definitely buy. Again, this isn't sponsored, all right?
No, this is just your own.
This is what, yeah, I've just been looking into alternatives to the other sports drinks, because personally, like I don't think that drinking too much of that stuff is very good for you. It contains, like, I guess the equal amount of sugar or even more than a regular soft drink, like a regular soda. So maybe not the best choice.
Now, my question: do you carry your water bottle, or do you buy like a big 36 pack?
No, I have my own reusable hydro flask.
Hey,
Yeah. Again,
Brother.
not sponsored, but
Brother.
yes,
Brother.
yes.
Brother.
But again, that works for me. I don't know, for other people it might not work for them. They might
Hashtag we're not sponsored, but
Yeah,
Hydro
they-
Flask, look, you know. look us up.
shout out your boys over here.
Yes,
Um,
please.
So also,
Por favor.
I guess for some people it might be useful for them to have like disposable bottles because they're very forgetful. They, place it in one place and then they forget about it and then they walk away or leave it.
Do you want to be our main squeeze?
Hey you! I don't know, maybe.
Who's to say?
I don't know.
Let's collab,
it's-
man.
If the money's right.
Hells yeah.
So yeah, so those are like that one is one of the alternatives I've been looking into. But yeah, like sugary drinks, not my favorite thing. I usually drink non-sugary drinks.
Mhm.
So yeah, but back to to lunch. Yeah, so that was really good. I had a nice little what I say, sesame chicken with the pork fried rice. That was lunch. For dinner, I haven't eaten dinner yet. I know it's
Lord.
kind of
Oh,
late.
no.
I know
Oh,
it's kind
no.
of late. I'm probably gonna start munching on something in a little bit, but I did have a couple of chips with guac earlier, so hopefully that
That's-
holds me down.
Guac homemade?
No. My bro actually bought some Mexican
He
food for
blessed
himself. No, he blessed himself. But I told him don't buy anything for me because I'm not hungry yet. And he's like, oh okay. And then he bought himself something to eat, and he bought something for the folks, and they ate as well. And I just went and took like 2-3 chips with some guac and called it a
a quick
little
hold
snack.
you over. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I knew that I was gonna come through and record, so I said,
Hells yeah.
Let-
Okay.
yeah.
So with that in mind, dear listeners, the question of the day: your drinks, sweet or unsweetened?
Oh, that's a
I'll
good
put it
question.
on the post, and if you will, please and thank you.
Yes.
What else? Okay, so let's go into the main body. What do you think?
Yeah, go ahead.
So for me, right now we were talking, as a warm up about anime, Crunchyroll, all those things, and there was drama about them using AI dubbing equivalents. And Alan, throughout the week, shared something called a dubbing service, a free dubbing service. Let me click on the link over here. I'm not gonna. It's not a collab. It's not a sponsored. So I'm just gonna say it's 11 Labs. It's a website and it's very enticing, dear listeners. Right, Alan? Where you shared it, did you do your? How did you run across this?
All right, so I was listening to the PBD podcast, and he was making a statement or a point to one of his co-hosts, and he basically said, "Hey, listen." He told one of his guys that does the background videos for the podcast. He's like, can you go to Valuetainment? I think he said Spanish and I think German and some other language.
Russian.
Yeah. So he basically did that, and so the voiceover, the dubbing for it sounds exactly like him with his tone of voice, right? His candor,
His cadence.
and all of that. And it's his voice, but his pitch of voice, but in a different language. And I thought that was really interesting. So I kind of went down the rabbit hole on Google and started looking into what AI apps or tools could you possibly get online in order for you to either subscribe or pay or buy to use. And I thought that would be a great way for us, for the LTS podcast, to try to get our podcast into other languages without, actually knowing the language.
My question is: is that still their channel, or is somebody else reposting it in different languages? That's
No.
my question.
No, they're handling all of themselves. It's under the umbrella.
Multiple, it's multiple under the same channel.
Yep.
But they just open a new.
No, they have multiple channels just in different language for that specific language. But they run it all under Valuetainment.
A brand, if you will. Yeah.
Yeah, because they own the licensing for their brand.
So it's a greater than 0% chance that they're probably paying for a service, and or not paying, getting a free hookup. But again, is the free part is what is sticking to me. They're obviously going to be using us as a template for their live dubbing or dubbing services. Could that come back to bite us in their ear in the future, or bite anyone that goes into that free service? In your opinion,
Well, I
is
don't
there
know
an
if
inherent risk, if you will?
right. Well, I don't know if it's an actual free service, because I didn't go that deep into like signing up or anything. But I did. Well, I understand that there's always a risk. Us putting out our podcast is a risk that someone can take our voice from the actual recordings that we do,
Yeah,
and then do a deep fake of us, right?
I didn't even think about that, but yes.
So essentially, and they don't even have to ask permission. They can just sign up to Spotify or YouTube and take our voices and kind of edit it.
Spotify, you said Spotify, aren't they? Is there any news about that regarding their dubbing services?
I don't know. That's a good question. We should.
Because they announced it. Remember?
Yeah, I remember, but I don't know if that's something. Because if they already have that on the platform, I don't know what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, it's not an option. Like right now at the moment, let me see. Spotify AI dubbing news. Because I read that on the third reporting tech thing, and I think you also shared it with me.
Yeah, I think it was because I was watching the Joseph Carlson show where he was talking about I want to say maybe like 2 quarters ago, two financial quarters ago. He was, or yeah, maybe it was 2 financial quarters or the beginning of the year, where they were explaining something about there was something about the earnings, and then they went into technology that they were gonna start adding to the platform, but I don't quite remember.
Yeah, I'm just sharing the screen, dear listeners. They're all like third party, not by Spotify. Like as a news reporting. Let's go for the newsroom. Arca Choice?
I think so. Yes.
So, business, standing on Business Insider.
Right.
So I'm not going to click on them, but again, these are old news, but it's just a pilot program. Nothing has happened from that.
Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take for them to actually get that off the ground, but
September of 2023, dear listeners.
But it's an interesting prospect if they actually do start, moving onto that. Because pretty sure a lot of people will take advantage of that, for better or
I
for
would
worse.
take advantage of that, dear listeners. I'm on Spotify. This podcast is, on Spotify. You already know, and I could download, since we're the original poster of podcasts, we can download it, dub, and repost it on any other platform. That's the little give and take that you potentially have as being a content creator by Spotify or approved by Spotify. You can pull your content and share it anywhere else. You don't have an exclusivity with them. So that's a beautiful thing.
Very true, Mr. Marcos.
What else, Alan? Are you down for fact or fake on the CNN? I think it was something about a colored dark oxygen.
What number is this?
73.
73. Let's see. What is that?
Exactly. I feel like this is some shenanigans over here.
Dark oxygen. That looks more like a jellyfish.
I never knew oxygen could be colored.
That's true. Huh.
I think the scoop is that some scientists were going deep underwater, and they found that rocks or minerals were reacting by the pressures of the water, if you will, because every single piece of water on Earth, at least, is H2O, dear listeners, dihydrogen oxide, if you will, and that it was reacting in a way with the minerals and the pressure that it would release oxygen naturally, the minerals. But why the color though? Is it because it's all the way down there?
Maybe
Does it say what?
no. I mean, it says sampling the seafloor. So I'm all the way towards the bottom of the article. It says Sweetman first made an unexpected observation that in quotes dark oxygen was being produced on the seafloor while assessing marine biodiversity in an area that's earmarked for mining potato-sized polymetallic noodles. The noodles from over the course of millions of years through chemical processes that cause metals to precipitate out of water around shell fragments, squid breaks, and shark teeth. And
These
cover,
games, man, stop with the Squid Game.
and cover a surprisingly large area of the seafloor. Metals such as cobalt, nickel, copper, lithium, and magnesium contained in the noodles are in high demand for use in solar panels, electric car batteries, and other green technology. However, critics say deep sea mining could irrevocably damage the pristine underwater environment with noise and sediment plumes, kicked up by mining equipment, harming my midwater ecosystems as well as organisms on the seabed that often live on the noodles. So basically,
Noodles, yeah.
on the noodles.
Oh, on, not off the noodles.
No, on the noodles. Let's see. Yeah, well, if you want to keep reading, guys, I guess Mr. Marcos can leave the link for you guys in the show notes. Basically,
Or I'll even say it. It's brought to you by CNN, called
Yeah.
Dark Oxygen News. Have at it, dear listeners.
yeah. So I'm guessing basically all these like minerals that are on the bottom of the seafloor, whenever these like air bubbles come up, because they have those trace minerals, like it just probably has that type of color because of it.
Yes.
And I think that's as
Just a
As-
marketing thing.
yeah, as close as I can get to giving you some sort of information.
Clickbait.
Yeah, bro. Like again, I don't know. I don't think it's really useful.
The hook was that the color,
Was
but
dark.
the real key takeaway was the potential for use in technology.
There you
but-
go.
But why? And
Big
then
brain,
the-
Mr. Marcos.
I'm
Big
just
brain.
saying, you could have, like, not you, the writers. I'm like, I mean, you guys went for the social justice thing, like, oh, it's dark, and it just doesn't. It irks me. If you will.
Well, I don't know if that was their I guess what would you call this?
They had to be inclusive with the oxygen, man.
I don't know if that was the aim or the goal, but sure, why not? If that was the angle they were trying to push, that's funny. But I mean, who's to say? It's CNN.
Oh no! Oh no! That's your explanation. It's CNN.
It's it.
What about the gravitational lensing? Let me. Do you think you can share that one? Your screen for that one?
Yeah. What number is that one?
74. 74.
All right, 74. Let's see. Give me a sec.
Yes, sir.
A ver. Give me 1 sec. Share the screen. You get this right here. Share.
It's an after image.
I was actually gonna say that. Mr. Marcos.
Yeah.
Being that light isn't only like in a straight line, or not perceived only as a wave, but also as a
beam.
frequency, like a frequency,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, to me, it's kind of weird. I think what you said is spot on, where it's like we're literally seeing an after image. Like, it's so far out. Like, the light that we are perceiving isn't even something very recent.
It reaches us at the same time, even though it's at 2 or different locations. Technically at one location, but in between them and us, there's a big,
Gap.
a center, a gap, if you will, yeah. And gravity acts weird.
Yeah, and I mean, what's to say that it's not playing like tricks on our eyes?
To the observer, yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
even think about that. This is what we understand, and obviously there's a bigger thing that we don't know that's going on in between. Yeah.
For all we know, we're probably looking at other celestial bodies that are very far
Getting
away.
bodied. Celestial bodies getting bodied.
Very cool.
What else? What's another one that I was thinking? That's a Twitter thing. Oh, I don't think if it's copyrighted. Let me put it. Hold up. I want to hear your opinion live. Let me
Yeah, go ahead.
open it. Open. Yep. Now it's loading.
No
You got
problem.
it. Okay.
Yep.
Careful with your ears out.
Oh, my ears.
Ow. It even hurt me. Hold up. Let me break it down. There we go. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm gonna share it. Brace yourself. Man.
Yes.
Share audio. Brace. And here we go. The title says, where is it? The best transition edit I've ever seen. This isn't an ad, by the way. Somebody did this in this is like prime YouTube, like AMVs. This is the kind of YouTube that we need. Again. No context, just pure passion and editing. And anime. Were you able to recognize any of the animes here?
Yeah.
I saw SAO. Jujutsu, Naruto, Attack on Titan. I don't know which one. Attack on Titan. What was that?
How long was it? Yeah, it's basically the length of the whole song, right?
Yeah.
So kudos to whoever made this. Editing skills on 1,000. So yeah, great edit. Again, however, obviously it feels like I'm back in like high school.
Oh no! Oh no!
Well, obviously all the animes are a lot more recent than when I was in high school, but it still had that I guess nostalgic kind of like feeling of the AMVs that you would probably be able to see. Obviously, I'm not trying to compare this particular person's edit from something back in the day edits,
like the Naruto or with
whatever
Linkin Park,
whatever anime du jour you had back in the day. But I would say that the editing was very clean. I really enjoyed the edits, the cuts.
This guy's putting his cover letter, if you will, or maybe
whoever picks this guy up, you're gonna have a talented person at your disposal for edits and cuts. Now, as far as again the maybe it's not my cup of tea as far as like music goes, but I think it worked well with the edit that he did.
Yeah.
Again, for me, I think I'm kind of weird because when it comes to like information type of videos and like almost even like audiobooks, like I can listen to like 3 hours, 4 hours of something. But when it's something like this that's kind of repetitive, like my attention span kind of shortens because it's anime.
You caught the pattern right away, that's why.
The which one?
The patterns. You caught the patterns.
Right. I guess it's like, had it been like maybe a 15 second, 20 second, maybe a 30 second pushing it, like that would probably seem cool. But like I guess also when it comes to anime nowadays, like I've seen the edit cuts for like Sakuga, right? Like where it's like super highly detailed, very
180 frames per second,
right? 8K type of like resolution. Like that to me is a lot more I guess
particle effects.
Right, like I think that's more attractive in a short, bite-sized type of content for like a reel or a short or something like that.
Well, no, yeah, this one was not that. Yeah, this
is more of like actual, edit cut. He's splicing together
multiple animes.
And I'm talking about, I want to say a stretch of how many years?
I caught like 4 at least. I know
4 years. 4 years.
No, I caught 4 anime at least.
No, I
caught.
I caught more than 4. It just seems to me that this person really put in a lot of time and effort and work.
If it's the same guy, he had to listen to the song, extensively, exhaustively.
Yeah.
Even if he liked it or not.
Right.
Then come up with the content that would fit there, and then time it frame by frame or second by second.
Right.
And it's storyboarding.
Yes.
Music selection. And then making it flow, editing, like
time
producing.
Manipulation.
There you go, producing, if you will.
No, it was really good. Again, very reminiscent.
This is a CV of a girl or a guy.
No, it's really good. I mean, again, very reminiscing of 2000-ish like AMVs kind of. Only this is a lot better in my humble opinion. But like
not to say it's a reel, but it's a CV. Like, this I can edit for you guys. Like that's how a lot of editors for YouTubers came up in about making a bunch of AMVs.
Yeah, exactly.
And they just post on social media.
And I thought it was really good. Again, kudos to this person that made it. I thought it was really good. Again, if this person is working for a big company, you hired a great hire, a great person. What about you, Marcos?
From there, I like it. Again, this brought me back to when I was in high school and all those things, and watching Linkin Park edits with Naruto versus Sasuke over the the waterfall kind of thing, you know.
Oh, yes.
Again, obviously, it was in the sense of what I just explained. I totally can understand this be a promotional promo for the individual because no, he hasn't been copyrighted. Nowadays, people posting on YouTube would be copyrighted, region locked, blacklisted, or shadow banned. You know,
or all of the above.
all of it, versus on X, he still gets his time to shine. Their time to shine. And that's
True.
what makes it a beautiful thing right now. And then you already know he probably put in more than 40 hours on that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
which slides into the other one. Number what is it? 76. Why is everyone quitting the 40-hour work week, Alan? Explain.
76, you said?
Yes.
You want me to put it up? Or
No. Just your key takeaways because that one's a long YouTube video.
Oh, okay. So this is a video from the finance YouTuber. I forgot his name. Andrew Jick. Yeah, and Andre. There you go, Andre Jick. So
Yes.
he basically breaks down the, I guess the reality of how a lot of people nowadays are realizing that it probably isn't all it's chalked up to be to spend so much money and so much time at school learning some sort of I guess specialized type of work or job or occupation, and then going into the workforce and then finding it not ultimately utterly useless, but it almost starts to become a pain because you don't see any real satisfaction, or it doesn't warrant or garner any positive outcome for the most part. And the reason he kind of breaks it down this way is because of a video that he saw that he's kind of commentating on top of, where it's I guess he was commentating on a doctor that specialized in I believe it was spinal surgery, where I think the doctor or the former doctor basically was explaining how a lot of his patients, depending on his, he kind of broke it down into two criteria: people that had a strong family, friend group, and things that kind of
The
like
doctor?
would. Yeah, he kind of broke up those two categories to kind of like see why people didn't recuperate, right? And there was other people that did recuperate a lot better, and there was another group that didn't recuperate very well or at all after the surgery. And he already went to school, and he was a surgeon for people's spine, right? And he basically kind of realized that the two categories were able to, or you could see the big difference between these two categories of people that were able to recuperate and the other one that wasn't able to recuperate. And one of the big insights into that was that one group, or the one that did recuperate a lot better or a lot more, were people that had strong family and social groups, right, or friend groups, and that allowed them to be motivated to actually get better. Where the other group, or the other people, the other patients that didn't recuperate, it's because they were so distant or didn't really have anyone to comfort in and help and motivate them to keep fighting. And ultimately that kind of sent him down a rabbit hole of depression, where he didn't really understand why he was doing what he was
The
doing.
doctor was getting sad about this?
Yeah, he was actually conflicted and depressed about how was it that there was really no real good outcome for the people that didn't have that. And I guess more of that kind of sunk in when COVID hit, right? And all this to say, like, the doctor retired from his type of work and became somewhat of a nomad to a certain extent, right? And got closer to his family, his friends, and built up that social group that kind of support him, and he supports them. Now, all this to say that Andre kind of took that and kind of rolled with it and kind of did a overall extended or more of a macro type of look at it. And he said that, or he was explaining, like, based on the information that he was able to find, that post, the pandemic, a lot of people kind of took that to heart, because of their lived experience, where they saw that perhaps it's a lot better to form stronger knit, community with your friends, family, and loved ones, and not working for 40 hours a week was probably best, or for the best for them and the people around them. And the reason he was explaining it that way, in a macro way, was because he was explaining how the evolution of technology in our societies that allow us to double our workload, or bang out the work that we're supposed to do with less effort, should kind of equate or equal to us being at, like, in the factory less time, right? Or being at any job for less time, and being able to enjoy our lives a lot more, because we can get a lot more done with a lot less effort. And it should also equate that we get paid a lot better, because there's machines that are able, or technology to facilitate, to facilitate that job. And that's not happening. And a lot of our money is being eaten away by inflation. So the trend that he's been seeing is that a lot of people, I guess that would qualify as the age group of millennials and Gen Xers, or whatever the case is, right? Are kind of realizing that maybe having 40-hour work weeks are not the best thing for them. And a lot of people that are able to do it are, quitting their jobs, going to different states that you can, stretch your dollar a lot more, for like home, food, utilities, and all the other,
living
things
expenses. Yeah.
that you need, and doing that. And some other people are just, quitting the US altogether and moving out of the country to places that are a lot more affordable. And
are they getting paid in US dollars in that other country, or are they in local currency?
Well, again, he doesn't go into specifics with that, because he's doing the macro, the overall, not the micro, where
Case by case.
Yeah, case by case. So some people are probably being digital nomads of some sort. Other people might just have money saved up, where their investments probably pay for them in dollars, so they don't have to make tremendous amounts of money. So wherever they move around the world, they're producing dollars, and they're spending in the local currency, so they don't have to probably pay as much. So again, the point of the whole video is that that those type of things are happening now, and what's to say in the future, like, if things don't get better, a lot more people might go, or choose to go down this route, where they kind of think to themselves, maybe, this 40-hour work week isn't for me, and just, choosing the alternate choice and saying, I'll probably just work this type of job, that even though it might not pay as much, but I know that I'll be able to be around my loved ones a lot more, because I have less stress, less things that I need to take care of at work, and I'll be able to spend more time with my loved ones, my family, and the people that actually care about me. So that's ultimately his point, and how maybe we should look into alternatives for us, because not everybody's the same, and everybody might react a different way. There's people that want to actually be go-getters, and they like that type of grind, but some people are just tired of that type of grind, or that type of mentality, and they want a different change of pace in their life. And that's ultimately what I got from the video as well. And I thought that was really insightful because you kind of think about it like I care about my family, and I really do at some point much rather, spend time with my family over being at work for the most part. So I thought that was really insightful. Now, especially, right now, you might say, yeah, but how are you going to pay for your bills? How you go? Well, there's a lot of things that kind of
Hopefully, that would
Yeah.
have been already taken care of.
like I would say not everybody's on the same page or in the same situation as others, but like you also have to think about, well, are there things that that you're paying for that you really need? And looking at your situation, saying, are you buying things that you need or that you want? And maybe those are some type of things that maybe you should start looking into and coordinating with yourself, right? With your budget, and saying, maybe I don't need another pair of shoes, right? When I already have 5 pairs, right? So things like that, right? And I'm not gonna go down the rabbit hole of specifics, but I do think that something to think about. Yeah, Mr. Marcos?
So first off, obviously you touched on it. Not everyone is positioned in the same place. Some could have a silver spoon, some could have no spoon at all, and still want the same thing, if you will. But macro, in the bigger picture, you can understand that there's this opportunity to be able to be a digital nomad, because there's a digital part to start with. Back in the day, for example, there was an interview with Joe Rogan. I think there was an Asian guy. Like I don't think he went to college or anything, but I don't know if you've seen the Joe Rogan podcast. I forgot his name, of the guest, but he didn't study college. He just, whatever he saved while he was in high school working, he did it and just left home and went to Africa, went into the Congo, went to Israel as a farmer, then went to different parts of the world living his own experiences. Again, the digital part wasn't there. It was in like the early to late 90s. For like to the 2000s, he grinded it out working as a not an independent contractor, but whatever he found in country, in Africa, in the Congo. He wanted to see what are the little people, what's some of those people in Africa? Pygmies, like if they actually existed. He found native people over there that were super ripped and everything, and they were super hyper happy, and they were hunting, they were eating monkeys, they were eating animals, elephants, all those things, and they were living primal, if you will, and they were the happiest they could be. And he asked them, do you ever think about going, have you heard about this place called Cities? Yeah, I heard about, like the chief would say about it. And then the chief and he said, have you ever thought about going to these places? Oh no, what I've been hearing is that, the native would tell him, the chief of the town would say, I don't, because I hear that people are super sad over there. They kill themselves. Like, hey, and the guy said, but you can be killed by a freaking jaguar over here. But at least I tried, the mindset and the position that the native was different. Versus nowadays, you can be a nomad and still have a job in the US. You can live in Africa and get paid in dollars, and you'd be living like a king, or in Central South America and still live like a king. But the whole opportunity of you living that lifestyle is because the ground is there, the opportunity is available. But in the macro sense, having the example of a spinal surgeon, which is a super specific, very like competitive probably, and very, I'd say it's up there in importance. Like, you have to be certified. Like my eye doctor has to always be in seminars, being a teacher, showing learning what's there to learn. And I never asked him about his how he's doing with the family. And in small talk, I've learned that he's been a grandpa. His son and his daughters are studying medicine in different branches, sports medicine, psychology, but they have to do their 18 plus hour shifts in university in different hospitals. And him as a niche specialized eye doctor would say, son, daughter, and vaya con Dios, you do your grind set, if you will. I give you my blessings. The daughter already started her family, and during the pandemic, he had to take care of his baby, the recently born baby, because he wasn't with COVID. The baby wasn't with COVID. Everyone else had COVID, so he was able to live for like a month or 40 days with the baby, giving what he learned or didn't do probably with his children while he was doing his grind set. And he said it was a beautiful thing, and he wouldn't exchange it for that was his personal experience during lockdown that he loved so much. He right now goes to picks up his granddaughter, because it's his first granddaughter from his daughter, and he's so happy in that sense. But he's up there in ages. I met him when he was like 28, 29, and now he's a granddad, and it's so exciting just looking that specific personal experience. Now, in the big picture, it's a beautiful thing, but there's probably going to be like a sifting of who's ever going to be able to do it in that ability, and people that have to go and change tires, be a mechanic, and it's no insult to them, or work a coffee shop, like me over here. There's no insult. Every job, there's a demand. No job is less than the other. Even the guy cleaning up the streets with the garbage truck, they're an important job. And saying that, there's a lot of people, or a majority of people, want to quit that, sounds like there's not an agenda, but too focused on trying to understand why people don't want to follow the 40-hour work week, if you will. You do you understand what I'm trying to say? That's saying.
No, I get what you're trying to say. I think, again, what Andre Jick did was just take that one experience of a person that's like highly educated and highly specialized, and he basically explained that not only people like him are on this wave of quitting their jobs because of the outcomes that they're seeing, but also people that are regular people that aren't highly educated or highly specialized are also on that same wave. And he just basically explains how it's on the spectrum of highly specialized people down to the people that are, in common workplaces. Like everybody on that spectrum are feeling this type of way in this between Gen X and Gen Z.
His video essay,
right,
was to address that specific situation.
Right. So from people that are like, I guess you can say that, and just entering the workforce, to the people that are already in like their 40s are feeling this type of way.
They're veterans, yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of goes to show you how this isn't affecting just one certain type of demographic of people.
It's so very broad.
Yeah. So that's what his whole spiel was. So that's why I thought it was interesting, because I thought to myself, well, yeah, obviously, common sense would dictate that if you don't work, you don't get paid, you don't pay the bills. And that's you don't exactly. So that is obvious. But what he's trying to say is that a lot of people have grinded it out, those same 40 hours plus the overtime, plus the times and a half, plus the extra jobs, the extra shifts that you pick up, right? And you're still not producing or the money that you want, or in
emphasis
a lot of
on what you want, on your need.
Yeah. Right. Or spending the time that maybe you should allocate to the people that are your loved ones. And that was the broader overall gist of what he was trying to say. And people are now taking that more into consideration, and being that we're living post COVID, right? A lot of people are saying, you know what, I wasn't able to say goodbye to my mom or dad or my grandpa or my grandma when I had the opportunity to, but I wasn't able to. So instead of, taking advantage of the opportunity that when I had it and I didn't, now I feel terrible. I'm not going to let that same mistake happen another time with someone else I love.
Trauma, man.
Again, that's essentially what's happening to a lot of people. That trauma is kind of like seeping through, or enveloping
into
a lot
society.
of people. Yeah. So a lot of people are taking
shared hardship.
Right. So that's why, in a macro sense, that's what's happening from in that spectrum to all people in all walks of life. Some more than others, and there's others that actually act upon it, and others that don't, or others that are not able to but wish they could. And if they had the opportunity, they would definitely do it because they rather spend more time with their kids or their wife or their husband or their loved ones. Yeah.
I have a personal story that my mom, we were having breakfast one like a few 2 days ago, and she was reading a post on Facebook. She was saying that this is an immigrant lady that did the long march across the
Right.
across the borders from Mexico. She was a single mom, came with her baby, and she was working in the fields, right? And she was saying she didn't think that it was going to be this hard, working on this side. That she had to go work 30 hours a week, and get things, bills done, and all those things. And for a baby and herself, it's not enough. She was saying that she gets paid like $17 or $18 an hour for picking crops, and she works 30 hours a week, and it's still not enough when she has to pay like $1,000 in rent. And I'm like, what year is this? And how much is it paying for rent? She's not in New York. If she's doing that, she's not in New York. I was like breaking it down by the price. They're getting paid $18 an hour, the most that she can afford to work, because she needs to also take care of her child.
Right.
Or at least pay for someone to, for a neighbor that she trusts and everything, and pay her, and then pay the living expenses. And my mom was like, it trips me up because she's a single mom. She not only was able to bring her child across the border, and then she's grinding it out as a single mom. And then what ticked her off and me off were the comments. I don't have a Facebook, so she wasn't able to share it. But the comments were saying, "Oh, you're pregnant, you're gonna get a baby here in the U.S. so that the government can help you there." And I'm like, oh, damn, you're gonna bring another person to suffer? The other comments were roasting. Like, the comments were eating themselves. Like, why would you suggest her that? Better yet, just give her advice, like in the comment section. Say, what's your expenses? Like, literally, people were trying to say, this, where do you live? Like, she didn't say. And my mom's like, a single mom, it's a tough thing. And it really made me think, like, she's not even working 40 hours, like you were saying, 30 hours. She's barely full-time, right? Or is it above 20?
I think they consider 35 hours full-time now.
So she's part-time.
I think she would be considered part-time, but I think to be considered full-time to get benefits, I guess it's considered like you would have to work 35 hours, but that's different companies.
Yeah,
that's different companies. And or if I'm mistaken, it might be the state kind of dictates that as well. But and federal would probably be a little bit more staunch on like what full-time and part-time is. But
taking the post at face value, assuming that everything is truthful. Obviously, this could just be an ad. Everything.
Of course.
So taking it at face value, what can you glean from that?
Well, I would unfortunately be the person to say, don't post that stuff.
Yeah, taking it at face value. Yeah. You're doxing yourself.
Yeah, like if you want to put your business out in the ether because you're trying to garner some sort of attention, because that's essentially what she's doing. Like, what, for better or for worse, if she thinks that people are gonna just come out because of the goodness of their heart and hold her down, unfortunately, that doesn't really happen when there's no community, right? You probably are better off, speaking to the people that you deal with, that are
picking
around you.
crops next to you.
Probably they have a better understanding of your situation because they see you, right? Now, again, you're not going to get all your information from them, but I think if you're smart enough to post a video, I'm guessing you're smart enough to Google information to ask
something don't smell right there.
Well, and again, I don't know what the angle is, and I'm not saying that this person had a particular angle to begin with. They just wanted to vent. But again, me personally, and maybe it's just maybe the I guess the way I think. I would probably look for solutions instead of trying to like say, oh, woe is me, I'm in a bad situation. Well, thinking about it, if I'm in a bad situation, it's because I put myself in that bad situation, right? Not to say this person put themselves in a bad situation, but the moment I start thinking about myself as a victim, instead of asking the question, right? Instead of asking what can I do to be the solution, or find out the solution, or get the solution, or work towards that solution, then I ultimately give up on any semblance of actionable procedures or actions that I can take to get myself out of that situation, right? So if like say I get my girl pregnant, it's not my girl has a kid. No, it's her and I have a kid. Now we have to, figure out how to take care of the baby, XYZ, right? But in her certain situation, it's like, if she has a kid, where's the dad? That's my first question.
Yeah, the story says that she came with the baby across the border.
Well, that's all well and good to tell a story, a sob story,
full stop,
a sob story at that,
yeah,
right? And then you would have to ask, where's the father? Now she could be the type of person to say, well, the father was a terrible father. The father didn't want to, take care of the baby and myself, or whatever other information she might want to say. But I also kind of tend to think that, again, you're going from a place where you have all your rights as a citizen, and you're essentially coming here where you don't have rights as a citizen, where the father isn't going to be pressed to give you any child support, where over in your country there might be a system in place that will give you the child support that you need to take care of your kiddo, and you don't need to come over here and spend ungodly hours, at work while your kid is being raised by the nanny. So at the end of the day, once you get to your kid doesn't look at you as your mom, as the mom. You're looked at more as this is the person I spend time with for 2-3 hours before I go to sleep. If that, right? So that's a sad reality. Now, not to poo-poo this person, I don't know her situation. I'm just going off of what you told me.
Yeah, but just what I told her, yeah.
Right. And like this type of story, not that I'm saying this is common, but it's common enough that you kind of know what predicament she's probably in or what she's been through. But again, I want to say that a lot of these situations could be avoided if you just don't put yourself in that situation to begin with. Again, I don't know.
And then the comment section that was saying, I have a kid here.
Oh, again, that's very... I want to call it for what it is. I think that's stupid. I think it's very...
That's foul, yeah.
I think you trying to play the system is very dumb because, again, like for better or for worse, it's like you're going to come and again, without trying to get too political, it's like you're coming into a country illegally and you're expecting that your child be your meal ticket, and that's a horrible way of using your kid as a bargaining chip.
And that's also common, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that's horrible. Now, I would say yes, please. I think there's a system in place in the United States that will help you if you're in need. But up till this point, I think that has also been sort of like a scapegoat to kind of like push everyone towards that and think that is a free meal ticket. Because unfortunately, I think there should be a system in place where there could be a road to, citizenship because you're working and not because you're just living off the government, right? There should be a system in place. Unfortunately, that system hasn't been created yet, right? So I think it would be in the best interest of that lady that before coming over should have thought about other options that she could have chose before doing that very dangerous jump from one country to another. because you don't know. She could, for all I know, she could have been 4 or 5 countries below and had to cross
I
multiple
didn't think about that.
countries to get to where she is, right? Because from what I've been hearing, it's not our neighbors from the south. It's not from Mexico that most of these
Other than get caught in Mexico and get sent back.
illegal immigrants are coming through the south
Yeah.
border, the southern border. It's more immigrants from other Spanish-speaking countries like Central America or South America that are coming up
Yes.
to get here. As I think what Chinese illegal immigration, people from I think West Africa are coming through. People from the Middle East are coming through. That from what I hear, I could be totally wrong. I'm not down there. I can't, see for myself because I'm not down there. But from
Like
the
building workers where I'm at, like cleaning,
Yeah.
like there's a cleaning lady. She's Colombian, and she
Uh-huh.
has stories of like even when she's been hearing from family members over there that a lot of like Russian speaking people or not Spanish speaking people are getting into Colombia, and there's foul stories that happen to them just to try to get over here. And they're like one of the stories that caught me off guard was that they were using them as decoys, like you people like the coyote, if you will, saying
Right.
follow me follow me, and they would go into the jungle, and the other group of people that can speak Spanish or understand the situation go that side, 50-50, right? Obviously they have to go through caimans, all those things, through the Amazons, and a lot of people don't make it through. Sometimes even only the coyote comes out.
Yeah, that's scary, bro. Again, the amount of danger you put yourself through just to come to a country that unfortunately probably is going to try to send you back because there is no real rhyme or reason for you to be here, is highly probable, right? And for you to risk life and limb, I think the juice isn't worth the squeeze at that point. I think again, unless you have a legit, I'm running away for my life because I might get killed because I'm a political,
For XYZ reason, yeah, but
Right.
it's strong to drive you to want to be.
yeah. Then I think there's I want to say there's some sort of rules in place that you could become some sort of what's it called, asylum seeker, right? But we can't. I think from what I'm understanding that the government doesn't want to or shouldn't use that term asylum seeker so loosely, where you're gonna let a bunch of people in and then not vet them and then let them loose into the interior of the country.
And then
And-
those are the smart ones, the not
Well-
smart ones that get caught in the middle, that
Right.
pass away and all this. It's very
No, exactly. So, and on top of that, it's like, all right, now from what I hear, it's like now people are receiving the equivalent of like a EBT card and a cell phone, right? A government sponsored cell phone. And I just think to myself, like, if that's how they're receiving people without even vetting them, that kind of creates a problem, right?
yeah.
Because and any way you look at it, it creates a problem because now you have an influx of people that are undocumented into these southern states that kind of have to now deal with the problem of an influx of people. They don't know where they come from, who they are, and are asking for help. And it's like, can't really ask for help when you don't know who you are or where you're coming from.
Like recently in New York State, they arrested a guy, like a 27-year-old, that was posting on whatever his social media, and whatchamacallit, he was over here showing, oh, you can just slide into a house and try to live there without being seen for 30 days, and you have rights and all those things, posting on I don't want to say YouTube. It was different social medias, and it got that interested that it caught the eye of the FBI. Obviously, he was posting his face and he was saying he was an immigrant and everything, and obviously the FBI tapped the shoulders of the CIA. Hey, do you have any data for this guy? They shared his profile of his social media. They did their research. Oh yeah, he used to work for Venezuela. He used to work in the military as a sergeant in Venezuela. and he
Right.
dipped because of political, or military discharge, whatever reason. And he's like, okay, so we arrest him, and he got arrested for breaking and entering and doing all those things, and got sent back to his own country. And then recently, this past week, there was I heard again in the radio at work that there was a shootout in one of those places over here in New York State, and the places where they go and spend the night, not a homeless shelter, a migrant shelter.
Okay.
And they found that they were having illegal guns. Like, where did you guys get the illegal guns? They were carrying it themselves as a migrant, to
Yeah.
cross themselves across as their personal defense.
Well, that's scary, bro.
And there were already a couple people hurt, migrants that got caught in a crossfire. Obviously, police was able to intercept the people that were doing the shootout, because there was migrants amongst migrants, having their own discussion. They were throwing fisticuffs and everything. But then one of them decided to, make a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Right, exactly. So again, and not to poo-poo the people that are trying to come through, because I know a lot of people that come through that are very hardworking people, bro. It's not like they want to steal or anything.
No,
But
they're very hardworking.
and again, I'm not gonna generalize and say all of them are want to be hardworking people. No, there's there's people that, like anything else, right? In every country, they have them. They have the people that want to work and want to progress, and the people that don't, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is where we have to, like, not we as in you and I, but like the country of the United States has to be a lot more strict with their rules and regulations, where it's like, we understand that people want to come through, but there's rules and regulations that people have to abide by and follow for it to work, for the system to actually work. Now,
Improve on the TOS, if you will.
Right.
In a very broad sense.
and I think there's ways to better the situation, but at this moment in time, they're not. Right?
There's kinks in the
Now-
system that need to be, bugs, if you will, that
Right.
need to be addressed, man.
Now-
Very harshly.
And again, I don't want to poo-poo the people that are trying to come through, right? Or that say, oh, it's because I need a better living a situation than where I used to be. That's cool with me. That's not a problem. You want to progress. That's great. You're willing to work. Yeah, okay, but there's rules and regulations. Again, unfortunately, the United States, it's very bureaucratic when it comes to these things, and they're very slow on trying to figure out the solutions and the kinks in their loopholes, or their, not even loopholes, but their kind
Issues,
of like
yeah.
like their dinosaur type of paperwork that they're used to doing. Right now, unfortunately, the people that like to get their lawns cut, they want to have the cleaning lady come to their house and do it. And I know that's very enticing. You want that, and you don't want to pay taxes on that, and you want to do that for the cheap, because I get you, people,
It's expensive, yeah.
because it's expensive. But now you have to understand that these people are not going to be paid $20, and you think that that's going to be good for them, because they have to pay the same amount of rent as any other person.
They gotta pay taxes as well.
Right. Now, if there was a system in place where you're able to pay that person and they're able to pay their taxes, I think that would be also a very good thing to try to try to remedy the situation, where it's like, yeah, now these people are not I guess you can say a liability to the government, where it seems that they're just taking, but they're actually contributing. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah, obviously, I mean, it entices a lot of people to come over. Thus, that's why we're having this problem, because a lot of people want to be here. But at the same time, now I feel like it falls on, I want to say, our government, or us, to pressure the government to be better on that. To have ideas like, we have to collaborate. Us as the people that we give the position to those government workers to. Hey, so I found this problem. What solutions do you have? Or what do you think about XYZ? What
Right.
solutions can there be? Like, it's not only the government's responsibility, but us being on the ground floor, looking at the issue, living the issue. Hey, there's this. Let's work. Let's vote together, and get collaborate with, to see how can this be fixed. This and this and this is slow, or it's crappy. Hey, please get on this. What hold them accountable, if you will. We're paying taxes after all.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And I guess, again, not to push this issue any further, but I think the system is broken. It needs to get
It's flawed.
yeah, it needs to get fixed, but it also needs to have those kind of like road to citizenship in order for them to remedy the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the more they keep this like kicking the can down the road type of scenario that we've been seeing for a while,
Politics, yeah.
yeah, like the less we're gonna be able to see get done, and it's just gonna like flame or fan the flames of people feeling uneasy and restless and trying to take action into their own hands, and that's the problem.
So hear that, dear listeners. Talk to your representative. Develop a plan.
Basically,
Vote. Be understand who's your what there's a what is it, district representative. They have public phone numbers that you can call them.
they sure do.
You can vent your issues, like not do it on a tweet. There's an actual method to doing this. Someone will answer the phone. I've done this, like during my college years.
That's cool.
Okay, figure out who your district representative is. Look up your zip code and type on your search engine, district rep, whatever zip code, and it'll have a public profile, a government phone number, and you can call them and say, hey, my name is blah 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 on this address. In order that you rep me, and you can address your grievances in a professional and courteous way, because again, they're working under your dime. You're paying them, and so you'd expect them to have an ear for you. And you can always participate in your local situation that's going on in your local area, because at the end of the day, you're sponsoring it with your dime. Okay, dear
Right.
listeners, if you're in the US or in whatever government you're in, I feel like being an active member of your local government to find out what your local government is doing, what can be done, at least in the local level, And since we're living that with the migrants, ask for accountability. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I think that's a good plan. Good plan.
Yeah. You're never too old. If you're paying taxes, you're definitely gonna need to find out where your money's going.
True.
But yeah, so with that in mind, I want to transition to a little project that I've been doing. What do you think, Alan?
Go ahead, bro.
So personally, dear listeners, I don't know if you know, Alan obviously knows, I am legally blind. So I've been trying to get, back into shape. It's not, improve my, into, working out, all those things. Obviously going to a gym has, after my surgeries and all the things, it has hindered me to do that. So, what I've been doing, I even shared a video, I think once. I don't think I posted it on any social media of a workout that I was doing of like 100 push-ups, all those things, right? I completed that goal, and now I feel like, oh, that's done. Next journey in my life. What else can I do? So I've been working on my little cardio exercise. I used AI. I put the parameters of my situation that I live, my physical parameters of where I'm going to work out, how I can be more understanding of my neighbors, all those things. What parameters do they recommend? And it came up with a package of what is recommended for you. Okay, and I weigh this amount. I want this objective. What's the recommended time of improvement? Okay, and it developed a little routine of what it recommended. I've been doing it already for since May, so 3 months, right? And right now I feel like it's been working using AI, if you will, and specifically Gemini, to say, okay, you're in this specific, you have wooden floors, you have neighbors downstairs, you have neighbors to your left and to your right. I don't want to do this, I want to do that, but I still want to work on my, my cardio. And have you tried doing certain exercises regarding boxing? And I'm like, what? And I don't know, I guess the phone listens to you or something like that, to the point that I was looking through IG and through YouTube Shorts, and I didn't post it, but I shared it to my dad. There's an elderly guy. I don't know if you've seen it. Let me share it to you via text message, Alan. The listeners, hold on. But that 86-year-old professional retired boxer.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
Oh, you have? Yeah, he's got a little sweater and everything. I'll probably do a little transition here in post.
Okay.
And he's like slapping his cheeks with the gloves and everything, and just getting in the groove. And that inspired me. Like, what exercises can I do in my restricted area? Doing boxing exercises, not like punching or anything. Just working locally. And I found YouTube videos that help you with your position, with your cardio, and all those things. Wow, like improvising different kinds of exercises for what I want to do. And then I got into this boxing, rabbit hole. And then I ran into the drama of the Olympics right now. Do you want to collaborate with me? What's going on right now with the boxing community in the Olympics in 2024, Al?
So apparently, an XY chromosome it went to go, or I'm not like 100% sure like on the info, but apparently a guy went into boxing, into what is it, the women's boxing,
Olympic level,
Olympic level boxing, or the women's competition. So I don't remember the country that was participating, but I think it was Italy was the female,
Algeria
versus Algeria, which was a man posing as a woman. And what's crazy is that I think the silliest things that out of all the Olympics, like them allowing
the most contact sport out there,
right? Them allowing a man to wail on a woman, that's crazy. That's unspeakable, unheard of. That's totally bananas, bro. So yeah.
Let's see. Let me share this. Share. Copy link. There we go. And let me copy it. And I'm posting it in chat. Let's see. Control. I posted it in chat.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
So can you read it out for me real quick?
Yep. So it says boxing controversy at the 2024 Olympics. The main drama surrounding the 2024 boxing competition involves Algerian boxer Imane Khelif. And there's 4 bullet points. So the first being disqualification and reinstatement. Khelif was disqualified from the 2023 World Championships after failing a gender eligibility test. However, they're saying the person is a she, was later reinstated by the IOC and allowed to compete in the Olympics. All right, so there, for whatever reason, Gemini is calling this man a she. It kind of shows the bias here. Opponent's withdrawal is the second bullet point. In her Olympic debut, Khelif's opponent, Italian boxer Angela Carini, abruptly quit the match after just 46 seconds, citing that the need to preserve her life. This unusual incident, so that's in quotes, preserve her life. This unusual incident has fueled speculation and controversy. Third bullet point, gender testing and misinformation. The entire situation has been marred by misinformation and attacks on Khelif and another female boxer, Lin Yu Ting, with unfounded accusations of them being transgender. The IOC has strongly denied these claims. All right, and then bullet point number 4, IBA's role. The International Boxing Association, IBA, which conducted the gender eligibility test that led to Khelif's disqualification, has faced criticism for its handling of the situation and its overall governance. All right, and then at the bottom it says, this complex issue has raised questions about gender testing in sports, the role of governing bodies, and the treatment of athletes in the spotlight. All right, would you be able to get this information from like ChatGPT or another AI generated information or some other source, because this one is a little weird.
The sources, I think, in the bottom. Yeah, that's where he's pulling. So it's very biased, I think.
Yeah, I think it really is.
NBC. 3 NBCs, I think. Or
I
2
guess so.
as the
I'm
sources.
this one isn't giving me the sources. It just tells me Google privacy policy, Google terms of service, and your privacy and Gemini apps. So
Yeah, and then the bottom it says sources and related content.
mine doesn't have that one.
Yeah, fact check. The Olympics. Let me copy this one. Copy. Let me open this. I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna share my screen on this.
Oh, por favor. Thank you, buddy.
The scoop, basically. The
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I see it now.
Well, there were 2 of them disqualified in 2023, by the way.
Yes.
So yeah, so NBC has it. Athletes and their eligibility to compete. So this issue was already going on with the International Boxing Association since 2023, dear listeners. So it's I feel like even though you identify as something in the chromosome sense or biologically speaking, were the 2 people that got this that the situation that in the chromosome sense are identify as male, even though they don't want to identify as that. Were they they're already professional boxers, listeners. This isn't their first time, but starting in 2023 they just wanted to change in different what's the word not different categories, no, different
Yeah, they
races.
They want to box with women, bro, because they
Yeah.
want to be competitive.
Yeah, in the sense, and even though they measured them and everything, they were the same way. They were within the same arm length and everything, but you can tell that, you know, biologically speaking, they were beating the competition in boxing, which is a full contact sport, and the Italian athlete who's been doing this for years also called BS on that, and I kind of respect that more, where a fellow professional that's competing within the same category, weight and everything, still the situation wasn't fair. And so I feel like this should shed light on, even though somebody identifies as something, there's already a standard situation where there's a competition of different genders for a reason, because there's a clearly physically a big difference where it could be quote unquote a hindrance, issue of preserving life. Mind you, boxing, there's been a lot of male boxers being killed by other male boxers in the ring. There has been precedent stories about that.
Yes,
So-
there has.
So that should be even more of a reason why there should be 2 categories that should be respected in the chromosome sense, and no social justice. What's the word I'm looking for? Equality? No.
Equity and what's it called? Well,
Everyone like nobody is left outside. If you identify as a female but chromosome and hormonally you're as a male, compete on the males. If you identify as a man but chromosome wise and hormonally you fall within women, follow that, because it's gonna be a more fair. Even though you're not top dog in that category, it's still gonna be more fair. I'm sorry, people, that's just my opinion in that sense. What do you think, Alex?
I'm pretty sure that's facts, bro. I'm pretty sure that's facts what you just said, bro.
Like in the professional, not all in the professional sense, not regardless that the money, there's big money going down, but it's people's lives are already at risk naturally by them competing man against man, woman against woman. Let's not mix it up and get more people killed, you know, in the middle of this, because there's gonna be somebody that dies. One is, I'm a woman,
Yeah.
and I beat this woman to death. It's all fair. It's all good. No, like, come on. This is an art, man. The Olympics is supposed to represent the peak of society, in the sense that we collaborated amongst ourselves. muddy the situation more and ruin the beauty of the art of the sport. What do you
Yeah. Nah, you're right, bro. You're right.
and this all started because I wanted to get into my own discipline with my own situation. And then the algorithm shared this, and then my dad also talked about it later on. Like, did you know about this? Huh? What is am I being listened? Sue, can you please elaborate?
Bro.
What do you think, Alan? What drama do you have from the Olympics? What other drama is there?
Just the intro, right? Their whole mocking what's it called, the Last Supper, right? With
Looking
that.
for it now.
Yeah, nah, that to me was crazy.
What happened? Talk to me about it.
So the commencement show that they had, mocking the Last Supper, Jesus' Last Supper, and having a bunch of Transformers just up there, basically mocking it, bro. Just horrendous. I think that was horrible, in poor taste, and unfortunately, if that's the representation for the Olympics, then bro, that's why I haven't watched it, because it's like, dude, if that's what you're all about, then I don't want any part of it. And I think a lot of people, including myself, feel the same way about that.
No doubt. Yeah. Again, let's see. I'm gonna share it so that way. Let's export, copy, okay, copy. Like, Alan, like, I don't think it's like, regardless of how much of a religious thing, it's still disrespectful. Like, I still found it. I don't know the full story, but still, I feel like there should be a certain line of respect that should be kept, right?
Exactly right.
I shared it with you, over here with you, Alan.
Yeah, I see it. Let me just here, click, open. Right. Yeah, so the Last Supper controversy at the 2024 Olympic opening ceremony. The most talked about moment of the 2024 Paris Olympics opening ceremony involved a controversial tableau that resembled Leonardo da Vinci's iconic painting, The Last Supper. The scene, so there's 4 bullet points. The first one being the scene. The tableau featured drag queens and dancers arranged around a long table, sparking immediate debate and criticism. The second bullet point, controversy. Many viewers, particularly religious groups, found the depiction offensive and disrespectful to Christianity. Others saw it as a celebration of diversity of inclusivity, which that's false. That's false.
Yeah.
Third bullet point, organizers' response. The Paris 2024 Organization Committee issued an apology, stating that there was no intention of offend any religious group. That's false. After the fact, come on, guys. Committee already would probably had seen it before they approved it.
They had to approve it. What? Yeah.
Yeah, that's stupid. But okay. And bullet point number 4, artistic intent. They're gonna try to shield themselves with the artistic intent. All right. The director of the ceremony, Thomas Jolly, defended his vision, claiming it was a pagan, quote unquote, right? Quote, pagan celebration. Pagan celebration? What? Get the hell out of here. What does that have to do with the Olympics? Well, let me just keep reading. Inspired by the gods of Olympus and not mockery to Christianity. No, you took something that was Christian, then you put your pagan twist on it. That's mocking it. That's exactly what you did. Anyways, the incident, the last part right here, it says the incident ignited a global conversation about artistic expression, religious sensitivity, and the role of the Olympics as a platform for cultural exchange.
That was an exchange. That was just a
mockery.
Mockery, yeah.
Yeah, plain and simple.
Those are the big. I feel like everything else after number 1 and then the boxing, it got sour. Like, I already stopped watching the Olympics in London in 2011, but then these are the key takeaways. I'm like, God, really? Really? You're not helping yourself, Olympics.
No, they're not, bro.
They're
And
just
a lot
digging
of-
themselves in a bigger hole.
And a lot of companies pulled out their sponsorship from the Olympics because of it,
Mhm.
which is obviously the pushback that they were gonna get, regardless if they
Those
were
are the
gonna.
consequences.
Yeah, those are the consequences. Of course, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. What else? Like, that's my drama that I like. Again, I got into boxing at like a proto boxing situation at home, and then the Olympics was ironically going on. This happened with the boxing situation, and then I heard about the painting at the beginning. Like, that ain't good. This isn't good, chief. Yeah. What else? What are the drama or like anything else that you want to share for the podcast, Alan?
Nah, I think that's pretty much it. Like, I'm trying to remember what other stuff that I could remember from the group chat and stuff. Let's see.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, the Hollywood situation. Aiden,
Oh, okay.
Aiden, yeah. What do you think on that one?
With anime.
Yeah, I mean, you and I feel like we're anime sommeliers, if you will, or connoisseurs, if you will.
Oh my.
We partake in the anime.
So yeah, I think the video that you're remembering that I shared with you basically does a breakdown of, or not breakdown, but just kind of explains briefly that Hollywood is trying to invest into anime in a big way, and
Yes.
I guess the unfortunate consequence to that is that it kind of waters down and dumbs down what we as people that enjoy anime really like about it. Is that, you know, whatever the mangaka or the creator and their original, you know, ideas that they want to produce should stay that, right?
It should
Well-
stay pure to their
Yeah, that's why
Inspiration.
that's why we enjoy their work, because
yes.
it's what they're coming out with, right? It's their
Yes.
inspiration. Now, whenever Hollywood and big money wants to go and infiltrate any type of genre, what
They got
happens?
check boxes to fill.
Yeah, they wanna just mass
It's
produce,
YouTube all over
pump
again.
out whatever garbage they think is cool, because they have
Put
a
TOS on it.
board of directors saying that you need to have this and this and that, but not this and this and that, because that's not what the demographic likes. How would you know what the demographic likes if you're not the demographic and you don't even speak to the demographic? So they usually pump out garbage and think that everybody's going to enjoy their garbage, and no, just don't touch that medium. Leave anime and, you know, stick to your lane. Like, if you want to invest in it, I mean,
Or you want to create content.
Yeah,
artistically,
how about- yeah,
there's
how
just-
about-
you have your space over there.
you have your space. Do your thing. Don't try to get involved with things that don't pertain to your lane. All right.
There could be
my-
positives on this, but there's a
Bro,
negative right now.
We've had plenty of negatives already. Whatever
There, yeah.
Crunchyroll try to invest, making their own originals, which have been crap. I think.
God of Mid,
Yes.
Tower of Mid.
Well, I was gonna say the other like originals, like where they come out from scratch, like trying to do their own original things, and I'm like, no.
Not manhwas? Okay.
No. The manhwa thing is different. That's original to South Korea. No, I'm talking about whatever. What was the one that they came out not too long
Something
ago?
Spice? Something in Spice, something like that? About a rabbit or something? The Braves, I think it was.
I don't remember the name. It was that bad. I didn't even like.
Not even Mid.
yeah,
Mid is still something.
yeah. Like I didn't even try to look at it. So, but whatever Crunchyroll is trying to come out with, like that they literally use the money that we pay them, whoever pays the subscription service, obviously, for them to produce garbage instead of putting that money towards buying more licenses for shows that we actually like, that would
To distribute legally in the,
Right.
in the West.
yes, so we can consume it over here in the US. So they didn't do that, but they did something that we didn't want them to do. right? Now you also have Disney. Disney buying up IPs like Bleach and stuff, and then putting it behind their paywall. Now we have to buy two different separate apps that we have to pay for in order for us to watch it, right? Same thing with Amazon. I mean,
What
not
did they
Amazon.
buy?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
With Netflix, right? So, not to say that Netflix and Disney and Crunchyroll are one and the same, but they do many similar things that don't really help.
Not good.
That don't really help at all for us to actually consume the stuff that we want to consume. Again, not trying to go too much into detail with the other ones, just because the video was based on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll. Hollywood trying to invest big money into
Hollywood
anime.
production companies like Lionsgate,
Yeah,
all
you
those-
know that awful Dragon Ball Z movie, like that type of.
Paramount, Evolution.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to avoid, or I would hope.
Hopefully,
Yeah, that we could avoid more of that. Stop trying to, get your foothold in something that, again, I think they should not have too much say in, or any say at all. Matter of fact, and keep it like that.
like that. And lastly, can I show you the last one? Do you think you could play number 81 real quick? It's just a YouTube short.
81. Okay, give me a sec.
I'll give you the nuance in the meantime. I'll give you the preamble. Basically, it's saying that YouTube wants to modify the way that ads are played, in the sense that you won't be able to use ad block anymore, because a lot of us have been grinding it out to play on skipping ads and all those things with ad blockers. I'm not free of this, but at the same time, they're gonna do some modifications because it's their platform. Oh, I don't think you're sharing this screen.
I'm watching the video right now.
Yeah. In the meantime, while Alan watches, dear listener, I'll explain. I'll put it later in post. But yeah, let Alan listen. Let Alan watch. My question to you, dear listener, is
Okay, I
Is
just
it
finished the
time?
video.
to stop watching YouTube? Question mark.
Well, I think. All right, so there's two ways I can paint the picture for you, Mr. Marcos.
Yes, sir.
So the first one being, all right, me personally, and I'll be very, very transparent about this. I pay for YouTube Premium, right? So
Same here.
I don't get any of the ads. So I'm very, very happy about that. Yes, I have to pay for YouTube Premium, but I think it's worth the money because I do consume quite a bit of YouTube. I literally
The
watch.
benefits are worth it.
Right, I watch more YouTube than I watch TV.
Yeah.
I don't watch TV at all. I just watch YouTube. That's
You watch
basi-
YouTube on your TV.
Yes, exactly. That's a better way of wording it. So when I'm not watching YouTube, I'm watching anime on Crunchyroll, right? Or any other site that has that catalog that I need to watch, because unfortunately Crunchyroll doesn't have Danmachi on it anymore,
Dang it.
or Bleach anymore, or
Dang.
other shows that I might want to watch on it, like Eminence and Shadow. Shoutouts to High Dive. So again, when I'm not watching YouTube, I'm watching something else on another app. Now, I pay for YouTube Premium because I don't want to see the ads. Now, I get what you're saying. You don't want to, pay for YouTube Premium, but you want to keep watching videos. That is a problem. I think the solution here, again, this might be crazy, but I think this is where Mr. Elon Musk can also take advantage of the situation and start using the Twitter. If
That's
you will.
how it goes back to the little AMV video that I showed you. The guy did not get copyrighted.
On X. Yes.
Correct.
I would say that the best course of action for people that don't is, I guess, you can start pushing more towards uploading your content to X. And I think there's ability now where you can put, longer form videos on X now.
Yes, if you're if you pay.
Again,
Yeah.
it's pay
Is
to
it worth it then?
it's
That's the
pay to play.
question.
If you're not going to
Yes,
get
sir.
copyrighted, what?
Yo,
if you're not gonna,
copyrighted is a big thing though. That's the beautiful. You don't get copyrighted.
if you're not gonna get copyright, plus you're not gonna get hit with ads, then bro, I think that's a no-brainer.
Does IG have a similar thing though? Question.
Well, I don't know. I think Facebook is very much about trying to squeeze as much juice out of you,
On both ends.
yeah, like information out of you as much as possible. 'Cause that's just how they are, right? They want to know if you're breathing, if you're there yet.
Huh? If you're pregnant.
Yeah, basically. So I think that as of right now, I think a lot of people are going to start pushing to all alternatives. Not
But that X looking strong.
exactly. Yes, that's what's enticing. I think that X is making its way to being that super app that Elon wants it to be. That I don't know if you remember one of his quotes when before buying X, that he wanted to create a super app, like one of these super apps that are in China. I don't remember the name of that app, but it's all in one app. You get to watch videos, you get to have your comment section. It's like, I guess you can say it's like YouTube, Discord. How to pay people, interaction, your WhatsApp, all in one app, right? It's like a super app. And
However, there's a however.
there's a however, right? You don't want that one company to know and have all the power to restrict you, right? Which
We're
is
complaining about Crunchyroll and YouTube right now about it. Obviously, they're good, but
Of
they're
course.
lacking.
of course,
Thus, this is how X slides in
yes,
with
and
its flaws and all.
yes, of course, but I think X is also doing a pretty good job by allowing that free speech aspect of it, right? Where up till right now, it's not asking for it's not asking for your firstborn, your left kidney,
Arm and a leg,
an arm and a leg, right? Not yet. So I
and
think
then it blocks you because you broke its TOS.
right. But up till now, it's been quite good. I think it can get better, and it's probably gonna get better. But I think if X starts pushing for
X going to give it to you.
basically, shout out to DMX, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
What's it called? I think if it starts pushing out or rolling out that YouTube-esque ability on it, I think that's 100% go for a lot of people. Not everyone, obviously, but I think a good amount of people are going to start not quitting YouTube cold turkey and then just going on to X, but essentially having both as an alternative platform, just in case. Oh, guys, I have 3 strikes, right? If you don't see me on YouTube anymore, I'm on X, right? Follow me there as an alternative, right? I think
Yes.
that would probably be the next step. I don't know if Elon is thinking it that
all
way.
I'm trying to say, Elon, we're out here. You can sponsor us. We'll rep the X. X marks the spot.
Yeah, definitely. I have a couple of ideas
One
with
Piece.
anime with that. Yeah,
One
no,
Piece, X marks the spot.
Like-
That's an anime section.
I'm telling you, I think that if someone can get to Mr. Elon Musk's ear
That
and
marketing. Yeah.
no, to Elon Musk's ear and kind of like whisper, hey, the LTS podcast guys have a couple ideas for you, to encourage
X
An-
gonna give it.
an exclusive like anime type section on X where you can actually watch full seasons.
live streams, even
live streams,
comments from the animators.
Pay to watch the what's it called, the donation box for the actual animators, the actual mangaka. That would be awesome.
Crunchyroll is leaving all this on the table, man. This is prime mate right here for X.
And again, I've already said it before. I'm not gonna rehash it out. I'm just gonna say, if you've listened to our previous couple episodes that we were speaking on this topic, I kind of like broke down what I think could be the next big thing on X that pertains to anime.
Note that Alan is even giving it the respect with X, not Twitter anymore. He slowly slid from Twitter to X, man. That's how important it is.
Le Twitter.
It merits to give it the name that it wants to be, that it has the potential to be.
Right.
Stay hydrated.
Thank you, sir. You as well. But yeah, I think that could be an alternate, solution at some point. But again, my solution right now would probably be just I pay for the premium. I don't get the ad situation. I'm content with that amount of money being charged for the premium, because I do enjoy watching YouTube more than regular television. But but maybe
question, do you invest on YouTube TV?
Do I invest? No, not YouTube TV. Just the YouTube Premium. I don't have the YouTube TV. I have a Fire Stick.
I mean, those are called matches, dear sir. Or
No. As in like the Prime Fire Stick from Amazon. Yes,
sorry.
I know where you were going. Yes. But no, not at all. No, I went camping last week, not this week.
The other one, the long one. You just turn it on the fly. Yeah.
The lighter.
Yeah, the lighter. There you have. That's called a lighter, dear sir. I imagine you. I'm gonna put a picture. I'm gonna get a lighter on the side of the TV. Wrong kind of fire stick.
Yes, very, very wrong.
And you chuck your fire stick onto the charcoal, and it doesn't turn on. Like, why doesn't it turn? You plug the USB thing, it doesn't turn on the stove.
Marcos lied to me.
Yeah. Pourquoi?
Yeah, but right, and I think that as far as television is concerned, that's what I think. Like, I'll have the Amazon Fire Stick, and that's good enough for me.
Like, is that a paid or free service?
Well, I pay for Amazon Prime. So anything that I choose to watch on it, like, I'm pretty much able to watch if it has a downloadable app. Like, Crunchyroll is on there, so I already have that there. If I choose to use a web browser, I can use a web browser on there. If I have the whole catalog of Prime, which is part of the subscription service, so that's good. And they have other apps that I don't really use. I think for me personally, I just use it for anime. And if I want to watch
YouTube
a movie, no, YouTube, I have my smart TV has the YouTube app already installed, so I don't have to do all that. But if I need to, like, if I want to watch a Prime movie, like off their catalog, Prime Video, like, I can watch the movie. It's perfectly fine. I think I
already have a thumbnail in the title for this podcast. LTS Out of Office Prime Time on X, and then there's a ring, and there's like a stadium with like flashes everywhere, and actually like Prime Time.
I mean, yeah, sure, bro. Whatever you think, I'm down with.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been getting excited with the thumbnails and everything.
Yeah, it's cool.
I use AI. I'm not going to be shy about it. But it's all about the prompting.
True. Yeah, bro. So that's my 2 cents.
That's your style. For me, it's just my phone, my subscriptions, and God. No, imagine.
Oh yeah.
Between me and God, no.
Basically, bro.
But yeah, dear listeners. So, I feel like, what do you think, Alan? Should we call it then? Or with this?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, dear listeners, thank you for following us. Thank you for giving us, lending us your ear. And remember, we have a YouTube channel. We have a Spotify playlist for the podcast, and you can follow us anywhere that you listen to your favorite podcasts. And all the links are in the description if you want to support us. We have a coffee link and all those things. So any is appreciated from the bottom of my heart and the group of LTS. So Alan,
Yes, sir.
any last words? Any words of wisdom?
Just wash your hands, brush your teeth.
Amen. Yes, wash your hair, and you're all set. So, until next time, dear listeners, stay frosty.
Peace.